Good morning, students. Today's chapter is The Hundred Dresses, Part 1 and Part 2. Hundred Dresses written by Elzor Esther. The Hundred Dresses, Part 1 and 2 is a story based on the true experience of the author about a girl who is teased by her classmates because she is different. Wanda Petronsky, the name of the girl. Wanda Petronsky was a girl who comes from the poor part of the town. Is the only student in her class with a funny, polished name. The story is told from the perspective of one of Wanda's classmates, Medi, who is the best friend of the main player in the daily taunting and teasing. The first part is Wanda Petronsky was a poor Polish girl. She lived on Boggins Heights. She joined an American school. She was different from other girls in many ways. Her name was uncommon. She was a quiet girl and had no friends. She wore the same pale blue dress every day. Wanda used to sit in the corner on the last but one seat of the classroom where noisy and rough boys who got low marks sat. There was a lot of dirt, mud, and scruffing of feet in that area. Peggy and Maddie were close friends. Peggy was pretty, had curly hair, and wore beautiful dresses. She was the most liked girl of Wanda's class. She often made fun of Wanda by asking her questions about her 100 dresses in a mocking, polite voice. Maddie wanted Peggy to stop teasing Wanda, but could never muster courage to tell her that. She used to feel uncomfortable of that. Perhaps it reminded her of her own poverty. Wanda, though a quiet girl, spoke a lot about her 100 dresses. She told the girls that her dresses were made of velvet or silk. All had different colors and designs. She especially mentioned her two dresses. One pale blue with colored trimmings and the other bright green with red sash. Wanda's absence from school was not noticed for 2 days. But on the third day, Peggy and Maddie, who missed the fun of laughing at her, waited for her at the corner of Oliver Street, where they used to meet her on their way to school. But Wanda did not turn up and they got late for school. Next day, it was drizzling. Peggy and Maddie did not wait for Wanda. They never wanted to be late for the school because they were anxious to know the result of the competition. It was to be announced that day. As they entered their classroom, they stopped and gasped. 100 drawings of bright and beautiful and differently designed dresses were displayed all over the room. Everyone who entered the room murmured with admiration. Miss Mason announced the result. Among the boys, Jack Boggles had won, and among the girls, Wanda Petronsky. She asked the students to give her a special applause, though she was not present to enjoy it. She had submitted 100 sketches, and every sketch was worth winning the best prize. So this is the first part where the introduction of Wanda Petronsky is given. She was a poor girl, and Peggy and Maddie, they both were they both used to make fun of Wanda every day, and here the competition was held, a drawing competition where among the girls Wanda Petronsky won the first prize, and from the boys Jack Boggles won the first prize. Here, Wanda won the first prize for the 100 dresses, the drawing of the 100 dresses she used to talk about. And now we will move to the second part of the story. While the class was going on, there came a note from the principal's office for Miss Mason. She was troubled to read it. Then she asked the class to pay attention. She was looking tense. She read a letter from Wanda's father. It gave the information about Wanda's leaving the school since they had shifted to a big city. So, what was the reason of Wanda not coming in school? Because they had shifted to a big city. The note also had an indirect complaint. It said no one would make fun of her name and call her Pulak because there would be many funny names and foreigners like her in a big city. The whole class was troubled at Wanda's leaving the school. But Maddie could not focus herself in studies. She felt that it was as bad as what Peggy had done. It was worse. She was thinking if something could be done. She wanted to tell Wanda that she had never meant to hurt her feelings. She looked at Peggy, but she did not look up. She decided that she must do something and find Wanda Petronsky. She might be still there at her old house. She thought that Peggy would go with her and they would tell Wanda that she had won the contest. They would say that she was smart and the 100 dresses she designed were beautiful. School was over in the afternoon. Both Peggy and Maddie hurried up towards the Boggins Heights. On the way, Peggy told that she never had called her a foreigner or made fun of her name. Maddie spoke nothing on the way. All she hoped was that they would find Wanda. She would tell her that they were being sorry. They would request her not to move away, and they would fight anybody who was not nice. Both were proceeding rapidly. On seeing a little white house, they thought it would be the Petronskys' house, but there was no sign of life. They knocked at the door, but there was no answer. They thought that the Petronsky had gone. They turned to go back down the hill. Peggy told that they had gone and nothing could be done. But Maddie wondered if anything could be done. That night, Maddie could not sleep. She thought about Wanda and the little house she lived in. She also thought of her 100 pictures made and all lined up in the classroom. As she was unable to sleep, she sat up in the bed and started thinking. After long, she took an important decision.